What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Clever's Multiverse. And today what I want to get into is I want to finish doing my 360 setup that I've been doing, and I have a little bit of space that I've been saving, which is right behind me right here on this wall. So I have a bunch of box figures in there that have been taking up the space because I just didn't want it to look plain. But I've been wondering, like, what is it that I'm going to put in there? I got about 17, 18 inches right there that I could play with. So I found a shelf that's 16 and a half inches. So this is a floating shelf right here. It comes with two of them, but I only need one for what we got going on today. And this will fit perfectly right there underneath my other shelf for my X-Men vs. Avengers collection. I was in FYE shopping like yesterday, and I found something on clearance that I was looking for or looking at for a long time, and it kind of brought me nostalgia. I don't have anything like it in my room, and I'm not even sure if you guys will be into it, but I think it's important because these are some of the characters that I grew up with way before any of this existed. You know what I mean? When we only had a couple of channels on the TV, I was watching this. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to do the unboxing for it, put it together, and then put it up on the shelf, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I guess, take down those figures, and then we're gonna get into the unboxing.
It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
All right, so that's what we got going on. There goes the shelf setup right there. It's perfect, it's leveled, everything's straight, all the bubbles are right where they gotta be. Didn't take me too long. I don't really like this shelf too much. I got this from Walmart. I like the ones from Target a little bit better because they have the metal piece that goes in. Then you slide this one in. That one is more like you hang it off the screws, whatever. We'll see what happens with this, how it holds up. I paid like $10 for two shelves, so I guess you get what you pay for. So now let's check out my idea of what's going to go up on there. All right, so these are the things that I picked up from FYE last night, actually. So I went out there looking for some Marvel Legends, and I was able to come across the Secret War Captain America and the Secret War Beyonder, which was cool. You know, I was looking for those anyway. Those are the two I wanted out the wave. And I was going to do a review for those, especially Captain America. But then I came across this Tower of Fear. So this is the Tower of Fear from MezcoToyz. And when I first saw this, you know, I saw this a while ago, and it was going for like $150 in FYE, then it dropped down to like 100, then it was like 50. I picked this up for like $37. So I've been watching this for a while, and they had two left. It was down to $37, and I was like, you know what? I'm grabbing this now. And the reason why I like this so much, or should I say, the reason why this drew my attention in the first place is because I thought to myself when I saw these guys, I was like, yo, these are the 5 characters that I literally grew up with before I even knew about characters. Like, I was watching these dudes in black and white. So for the guys who are about my age, I'm in, my early 40s, I guess. I'm 43. So anywhere around there, if you guys know about Abbott and Costello and they came across these guys and it was like a black and white comedy, I used to watch that all the time when I was a kid. Like, this was a real thing for me. So I was like, yo, when I saw this, I was like, yo, this predates all Marvel Legends or DC, all of that stuff. Before any of those things was in my brain, I was thinking about this. And to be clear, when I saw the back of the box right here, this is what made me want to buy it. So I have never seen these figures in person. I have never seen a review on these. I know this came out like, I think a few years ago. I think 2023 this came out. So I'm mad late to the game, but it's brand new to me. All right, so let's try it like this. We got it laying down sideways, and I believe it only has the two right here. So we just take this one off and this one off. And I think that's it. So let's check it out. Okay, well, those guys are a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be, but I'm still not mad at it. I mean, that looks good for the space. This looks a little less than 3 3/4. But then at the same time, this does remind me of the G.I. Joe size, like the original G.I. Joes from my days. That does remind me of their size. And then let me see. This is like cardboard. Got you. So this is a cardboard setup right here. It's not plastic. I thought it was cardboard. That sucks. What is this? The sarcophagus for the mummy. I'm holding the box with my other hand. All right. All right. So I'm not 100. I mean, I paid $37 for this, so I really can't be too pissed off. Let's, I guess, see what's going on. Let's take everything out. Yeah, this is cardboard. This is not even a plastic piece. I thought this was going to be plastic. But at the same time, I guess if I would have paid full price for this, I would have felt like salty about that. But yeah, yeah, these are all cardboard pieces. I mean, it's a good idea, not for nothing. It's a good idea. But this would not work for Marvel Legends. Would definitely not work for DC. Those 7-inch figures. So yeah, all right. So let me take everything out the box and then lay it on a display and let's see what's going on with that. So the first figure that I opened up in no particular order was the first one on the left, which was, I think this was what, the creature from the Blue Lagoon or something like that. Creature from under the sea. I forgot. This was like my least favorite one, but I do remember this guy, man. So yeah, these guys are 3 3/4. They don't really have any articulation. I think this guy has like 4 points, just like each leg and each arm. And that's about it. I didn't expect much from these guys, and the sculpting on it is pretty good. So I'm not really too mad at that. Like, this looks pretty good. This reminds me of exactly what I was looking for. This reminds me, look at that, even the size has the scaling, all that stuff like that. The color is really nice too. So they did a good job with the paint, the detail on it, the eyes. But it is 3 3/4. These are the only figures I have that are 3 3/4. But I remember this guy from back in the day. I mean, these were black and white movies. Come on, you can see like the outfit on the actor, but still, that's all we had at the time. And at that time, that was everything. The second runner up in no particular order is going to be Frankenstein. And this is one that was a classic for me when I was a kid, man. I think everybody knew who Frankenstein was. Everybody at some point was like, yo, Frankenstein, you know what I'm saying? And today, not so much. But when I was coming up, yeah, man, Frankenstein was a thing. So this is another one. I'm not really too mad at it. Like, the detail is very nice. The sculpting looks very nice. This one, the head does move. And we even have a bonus with this guy, with him, because if you look closely, you can just boom, pop off his head. And there goes his brain right there, man. I mean, that looks crazy right there. It even has like a little hole, like they were operating in it. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up. But yeah, that detail on the brain is pretty good too. I mean, this is pretty good sculpt work for a figure that's like 3 3/4. I mean, I don't remember them being like this. But then again, I don't collect that size. Oh, nah, the hole in the head right here is just to pop the peg back in. I thought that was to show like an operation or something. We'll see what this is going to do. But yeah, Frankenstein is number 2. And not for nothing, the arms don't move at the elbows and nothing like that, but that's exactly how I remember Frankenstein moving anyway. Frankenstein was not the most agile character. So, he's mad slow. He makes Jason look fast. So yeah, I'm cool with this, and let's move on to the next one. The third one up is the werewolf or wolfman or whatever it is you want to call him, because I think he was going by a bunch of things back in the days. But yeah, I like this one too. So this is the first one that I could have stand up on his own. But no worries. Each one of these figures comes with a stand. So that little clear stand you see him with, he comes with that. All 5 of them come with their own stand. He's the only one I needed the stand for so far. And I think that's because his toes are showing like a walking pose. But I like this figure a lot too. They only have 5 points of articulation, but they remind me of like little statues, like little sculptures, you know what I mean? And that's kind of dope. But they also move, So let's take a look at this guy real fast. Yeah, with the Wolfman right here, with the werewolf, you can see a lot of sculpting in the hair. You can see a lot of detail. And even though these guys are small, look, even down to the hole in his pants looking tattered, the back got ripped out like he hulked out right there. I mean, that's dope, man. And at least their hands are not all like out like Frankenstein. They all have some type of different pose. I mean, you can slightly move these to different things and stuff like that. I mean, there's not too much going on. What you see is definitely what you get. When I put everything together, I'm having a feeling that in the corner, this will look kind of tough. But then again, you guys can be the judge. So this is the werewolf. And the fourth figure out the box is Count Dracula. I mean, everybody's favorite vampire. This is like the original vampire. I mean, there's even a Dracula in Marvel Legends. Like, Dracula's a thing. Like, he's been around forever. So, and this was the clip that he was running with in the beginning. It was Dracula, Frankenstein, the fish monster, the werewolf, and the mummy. That's how it went. Then he went over to Marvel and started something else. But this is where Dracula was at when I was a kid. And you can't knock this. I mean, this is another figure that looks pretty dope. This looks like an old school soldier that got turned or something like that. He gives me those kind of vibes, you know what I mean? This actually feels like that new Marvel Legends 2024 plastic right here. But this is dope. I like this, man. It has a good feel to it. Doesn't feel cheap. It is kind of small. I mean, I'm still getting used to the size of these figures. But I think for what I got going on, it is what it is. So yeah, Dracula is 4th. And let's follow up with the last figure and then take a look at some of the accessories. So the fifth and last monster of the night is gonna be the Mummy, and I used to like the Mummy too. This is another one that was moving super slow, but he always seemed to get his guy. Know what I mean? So these are the five guys right here, and this Mummy looks dope. It looks very plain because it's just bandages and whatever, but it does have detail to it as well. And this is the Mummy. I mean, down to the face looks a little like, threatening right there, a little menacing. Like if he was coming for me in the alley, I'd be kind of hot about that. Like, this looks pretty good. Those are the five guys we got there, but there's a ton of accessories. So let me see the ones that we could look at real fast. So going through the accessories, come to find out, this has an extra vampire head. And if you guys remember the old school shows, Dracula used to turn into this, and then he used to like hop around the screen all funny looking and stuff like that. Like you could damn near see the strings pulling them or whatever, but that's what we had back in the days. All I had to do was take this guy and boom, he looks regular. And now I slap on the vampire face, and that looks crazy too. So we got that going on too. I mean, this box is amazing so far. For $37, I'm impressed, and I like all of the stuff. The accessories that it comes with a lot of things, and these things are really small. So maybe I should just do it like this. But all the characters were up here, and then these are the accessories that it came with. And it looks like right here, these go like for the werewolf, like with the bones and stuff like that. This looks like a scribe or something like this. I'm not sure who that would go to, maybe the Mummy or whatever. This is like an extra headpiece of like an older creature from the Blue Lagoon. Looks like he got fossilized, and this doesn't go on a head or anything like that. You got some small skulls over here. Got a brick and chain. I know this goes with Frankenstein. I saw that earlier. Then we have some more things over here. These look like they go with the Mummy, look like hieroglyphic stuff that they used to bury the mummies with. And I'm not really sure what I'm looking at when it comes to this. I think this is for the diorama setup. So I'm not really sure 100%, but let's take everything out. Let me build this and then get back to you guys. So some pros and some cons when it comes to this little diorama set right here. So initially I had different thoughts about this. Like I didn't think about one particular thing, and that's because it didn't show it. But this is what I got going on right here without the coffins, sarcophagus, any of the things. And not for nothing, I think like my box is missing something, but this is not going to fit on my shelf. I'm just realizing this right now. And the reason why it's not going to fit on my shelf is because this is a two-sided diorama. I had no idea about that. I thought everything was right here and it stopped here. Come to find out, when you flip it this way, that's the flip side to the castle right there. Has a little balcony and everything. I like that part right here. You can go right here. Has a way in, but I didn't compensate for that. I had no idea that this was going to be sticking out just as much. I thought it was going to be right there at the halfway point, which would have been perfect for my shelf. So this right here is actually my second shelf, but you can see this is how wide it is, which would have been fine because I thought that it was this right here, just a half. You feel me? But now this half is sticking out, so it's going to topple over. So, I mean, I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe if I wanted to, I could just cut this part down. So Frankenstein is going on the top. I know that much. So we can put like the Mummy here. And I'm just putting a loose sarcophagus. I want to have it like cracked open like he came out. But, this is not going to be my forever setup. I'm just doing this here for you guys. All right, so then we got the Fishman guy. Let's put him right there. What else we got going on? All right, let's try Frankenstein. Like I'm almost positive that I'm missing a piece. I feel like it's supposed to come with another green table, and I don't have it. But I checked everywhere. It didn't come in the box. I think it's supposed to go something like this. But it's supposed to be the green table, I think. I'm not really 100% sure where that went. And I think I'm missing the cable. But this was sealed too, so that kind of bugs me out. But, whatever. I'm not going to sit down and cry over $37. We do have that for Frankenstein. And then it came with this machine, and I plugged it into the back of his neck so it could look like he's getting a charge. Let's put that up there. With Frankenstein, look like he about to come off. Oh, let's pick this up. All right, so that looks a little bit better right there because I was chopping off Frankenstein's head. All right, so we got them going diagonal, I noticed. All right, let's see what else we got. We got Dracula, right? Where's Dracula gonna go? I'm thinking I'm gonna take those stairs out because those stairs are really killing my vibe right there. All right, let's take out these stairs and let's just put this on the side right here. I'm kind of feeling the Dracula head, and then I'm also feeling the coffin a little bit. So let's see if we can just put the coffin like right here. and then throw Dracula right there. And what do we got left? We got the werewolf. And where's the werewolf gonna go? So the werewolf, I think, let's take this out and let's put it over here. And let's put the mummy and the werewolf together. I mean, yeah, so that is it. That is gonna be my little diorama setup for now. This is supposed to be the table where Frankenstein lays on, but I think I'm missing the table, and that was supposed to go into the table because on the back of the box it has a green picture, but I don't have that. It didn't come, and the thing is, the box was sealed, and I'm also missing the cable. Only came with one cable, but like I said, for $37, I'm not mad at it. Let's take a closer look and see what's going on. All right, you know what? I wasn't even thinking about the backside before, so why even think about it now? I just went ahead. I went to the store, bought a little razor, and I just chopped it off. So I chopped off the back part right there. That's what they get for making it cardboard. So now it's exactly the size I want it to be. And I don't really care. Those parts had to come off like that because they were like stuck. But, you know, it is what it is. So now I could put it on the shelf and see how that looks. Yeah, basically that's it right there. So it's not an exact fit. It's like maybe like half a centimeter off. But that's perfect because I already opened the door. I checked it. It doesn't hit. Everything's perfect. Everything lines up. And that's a goal right there. That's exactly what I was checking for. I did not need the back half of that. All right, so now we're going to leave this there, and I'm going to start putting the monsters up, and we're going to check out what's going on with that and see how that comes out looking, and you guys let me know. So this is the setup right here with all the characters on it. I think it's looking good right there in the corner. It gives me a little bit of compare contrast where, you know, I have different lines and different things, and this kind of throws it off the comic book vibe for a little bit. So, you know, I think it's pretty cool. Plus, it's behind the door, so it's like you got to close the door, you got to go looking for it, and, you know, I think it's a good addition to what I got going on here. And plus, this is one of my first memories of anything that was like outside the box, you know, supernatural type stuff. So then when I pull it back, I take up the space right there and it kind of flows and takes up a shelf and it doesn't look like I have a spot no more. And those figures were looking like a fill-in. So, you know, I filled it in. That's exactly what I did. So now, you know, as I pan around, you can see I got the whole vibe going across like a 360 and I got a little something right there and it's a little bit different. And I like that. That's tough. I mean, for $37, I think that go hard. And right here is a little close up. And I think they're really dope. They have a lot of detail and they really speak to my nostalgia a lot. Like this really brings me back. Like I forgot all about these guys, man. And I forgot like how many times I must have watched this movie like 50 times when I was a kid. I think everybody had this, like the older generation had these characters like, oh yeah, I forgot all about these guys. But yeah, that's what this did for me. I got this on FYE, it's on clearance for like $37. I think the playset's pretty dope. I was able to cut off the back, put on the shelf, and I think it fits good. I thank you for sharing this time with me. Until next time. Peace.